Do you see the problem here as I flip my canvas from left to right? You see that when I flip it to the other side, the proportions look very off. But then when it's in the side I'm drawing, it looks fine. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Today, and in today's video I'll be giving you tips on drawing faces. One thing I've always struggled with, even with years of experience of drawing, is putting the features in the right position. I have come up with some methods that will help me and prevent me from um, making these mistakes and help me to correct these mistakes. And one of the things I like to do is using the lasso tool to move my features around. So I'll just use that for my nose here. So I feel like the nose and the mouth is not really centered, and it's very hard to see it from this perspective because the drawing looks quite alright, it doesn't look too bad. So what I need to do first is flip my canvas. It is essential to flip your canvas when you are trying to correct proportional mistakes like this, and you can see that the mistakes start to become very obvious. I can see that my mouth is very off-centered and my nose is slightly centered, off-centered as well. Even the chin, everything just looks very wrong from this perspective now. So what I can do, I can now move, I can pick with my lasso tool and then move the features to the right position and zoom out. You have to zoom out in and out to see how it looks far off, because if you are doing close-ups it's very hard to see how the proportions look overall. So you have to make sure that you zoom out to know how everything looks together. And I can also see that the mouth needs a little bit more shuffling. And now it looks a lot better. It looks like the mouth, the nose and the eyes are all centered, and the only thing I need to fix now is the chin, and I can just do that by erasing the lines that I've drawn for that and trying to redraw those lines again. I picked the wrong brush for this, but we'll make it work. The chin looks quite off and I'm struggling to get the chin right, so what I'm going to do now is flip my canvas. See, now that I flipped it, it looks good on both sides, but I'll just adjust the chin a little bit more. And I just quickly drew a line in the middle just to find my center line a lot better. Then I'll just quickly adjust the chin. If you flip it back, it looks a lot better now. The lasso tool is great because if you have your features, maybe you have your nose, I don't know, somewhere around here, you can easily move it back to the center. If your eyes, if one eye for some reason is like way outside even the shape of the face, you can just select the eye and move it to the right place. So the next technique I like to use is the drawing guides on Procreate. They have rulers in Photoshop that you can use as well, and this just helps me to put the proportions at this right line, make sure that they are all in the same straight line, and you can easily get the center of the face correctly. Nothing is slopey, everything is just perfectly straight. But now it's so much easier for me to place things because I'm just following the lines that are provided in the drawing guide. So now I've drawn head very quickly, and yeah, the proportions are going to be good. Even if I flip it, they're going to be in the right position because obviously I follow that grid line. Obviously it's not, it doesn't look good because I drew very quickly and very, it's very ugly. My drawing, it's ugly, but it has nothing to do with the proportion, the position of my features. So this is one technique I like to do, and you can do that for 1/3 of an angle as well, just as long as it is not at it, your head is not at a tilt, it should be fine. And this is another ugly drawing as well, but it's not ugly because of the proportions are not correct. It's just because I'm drawing very fast and I'm not drawing well. So if I flip it, it should still look fine. The proportions are in place. But obviously if you are drawing at a tilt, you can't really use this technique unless you tilt the face after you've done drawing, and that is, I use that sometimes. So it just depends on preference and what you're feeling on that day. So I'm just going to go back to my echo drawing for the last tip. The liquify tool, I feel like is great for making those small tweaks after you've like drawn your face and just want to make small changes to the proportion and maybe just shift things slightly. I don't like to use this to move because you can also do that to move your features as well, but it's going to warp the features like it has with this one. So I just like to use it for like small little details, just to fix the forms and just make everything look perfect. So just like slight changes like that. I feel like the liquify tool is great for that. So you see that the change is very subtle, but believe me, it makes a big difference. And that's all I have for today's tutorial. I wanted to keep it very short and simple, and I hope that I achieved that. Let me know if this tutorial applies to you, or if you have this problem, because I've had this problem since the beginning of my art career, and it's something that is still a problem for me, but I found a way to correct it and fix it. So without like erasing and starting all over again. So if you have that issue like I do, and you found this tutorial somewhat helpful, please let me know down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, that will really help my channel to grow and truly motivate me to post and draw more. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you, and yeah, I love you all. Bye.
I hit record, drop, you can't ignore it.